Hey everybody. On this week's edition of Malaise and also What in the hell is this thing even? I have a fan that I know a lot of you have been waiting on. Um, this is the Georgetown Fan Company ceiling fan. And this is going to be kind of a different video. I'm not going to really be doing a testing video, and I will definitely, I'll get into that in a minute, but yeah, this is, I'm pretty sure a lot of you haven't seen these before. Um, these are very, very obscure. Yeah, I don't really know where to begin with these. So they came from the comedy club in Hanover, the same place that I got the plastic Emersons and the friction drive from. I'm going all over the place with the camera. But yeah, they came from there, and they're not in the best of shape. Uh, yeah, I have this one hanging, and I keep saying them because this is not the only one I have. Um, I actually have the other one right here. Guess I'll show it to you. Um, I didn't have a place to hang it up. Also because these are not operational as of right now. Um, so yeah, but as you can see, the one that I have hanging here has a light kit, and the one that is not does not have a light kit. So I guess first I'll like go over some history and like a little bit about this company. This company or these fans, I think, were first started. They first released them in like around 1975. That's when the company first came out, I believe, with these fans. I'm not really sure when or how long they ended up making them for. I think they were discontinued in around 1978, 79. I don't think they were made up into the 80s. Um, and that's because they did have like few legal issues. Um, they had like a couple of demand issues with like um, almost the same thing as the Panama Fan Company, where they were having trouble getting fans to uh, wholesalers. They weren't like producing them fast enough, and that got them in some hot water. So yeah, but anyway, these are like the Panama Fan Company ceiling fans as well, gear-driven ceiling fans. There's a little C-frame motor in it that drives a gearbox with 3 gears in it, and then that drives a drive wheel gear that turns a surface inside of this housing here, and the whole housing actually spins with the blades attached. So it's a very interesting design. When I first saw pictures of these, I thought that they were attached to like this quote-unquote flywheel here, and that's what spun. But nope, the whole housing spins. And I actually do want to give you a look at the inside. So this is what the model without the light kit looks like. They sold them either with a light option or without, I recall. There's a couple of ads that I found with them. I'll post them probably on my Twitter page or my Instagram so you can see them. But they came with this dome piece to cover up the part here where you'd screw the light kit onto, and this plug also came out, I believe. But then there's a C-clip here, and if you take that off, the whole housing slides forward. So I'm going to take that out real quick so I can show you the inside and what's going on in there. Alright, here's the inside, and there's the inside of the housing, and you can see the geared surface there that it's kind of like a giant gear, the whole housing, that would essentially make contact with a gear on here, but unfortunately the gear there has disintegrated. It had fallen apart into a million pieces when I got it, or when I got both of these. But you can see there's a little shaded pole C-frame motor, like the same kind that you'd see in like a 6-inch small personal desk fan, driving this right here, this gear case, which has a small gear, or a worm gear attached to the end of the shaft. There's another gear in here, which unfortunately on this one is broken into 3 pieces. I saved the pieces. And then a third gear that attaches to this drive shaft here. And then the housing just spins on this spindle here, which is actually the whole, that's the shaft itself, or the down rod, which like runs all the way up through the top here. Yeah, and then the other thing is there should be a fan, like a little exhaust fan at the end here, basically exactly like the Panama gear-driven fans, Panama Fan Company. This one, it disintegrated on me. The other one, it's still there, and it still seems to be in good shape. So, yeah. And then you can see here, whoops, the other side, there's the canopy, very odd canopy. And then the top were the vents for the exhaust fan, and then that part right there, which is the counterweight. It's filled with something, I'm not sure. Maybe sand, or I'm not sure, but it's loose. It's not sand, it's like beads of something, maybe rocks or pieces of metal. I have no idea. But this piece is like fastened on there real good. Can't get that off. And then there's right here is a spot for what I assume would be a label, but there's nothing on there on both of them. So I don't know if there was something there and it fell off on both of them over time, or if they never put stickers on there or anything. I have no idea. There's no other labels anywhere. In the housing or anywhere else on the blades. I mean, completely blank. But yeah, so that's what the inside looks like. Not much going on in there. Very similar to the Panama Fan Company gear-driven fans. Going back up to this one. This is not the first. These are not the first to surface. We have seen these before. Dan Spiffy Newman, or Dan Sperry, as we like to call him, had one a long, long time ago. I think like back in the early 2000s, and there's a picture of his floating around on the internet, probably on the old forums. And his was a brown one without the light kit. It had the dome cover like that, and he gave it to another collector, sold it or something, and I think it got lost in shipping or something like that. So that's unfortunate. Um, there have been a few that have shown up in houses for sale. Um, I know there was one that is on a porch outside, I think like a porch, screened in porch, or maybe a sunroom or something, that's a white one like this. And then there's another one that's super yellow that's in like a living room somewhere. I don't know if there were any others that were found. I can't remember. There probably were, and I just can't think of them. But yeah, these do not show up that often, and I don't know why, because they were kind of popular back in the day. Um, Obviously they had issues with like I said, supply and demand, where they couldn't meet the demand of how many they had orders for and how many they were producing. But yeah, the light fitter is original and everything. The globe is not. This is just a 4-inch or 3.5-inch globe I had. um and like I said, the canopy, very interesting. And a lot of people say that these do kind of resemble the Fasco heat cycler. I definitely see it with this sort of ribbed housing design, and the canopy is very unique. Uh, Somebody said it also looks more like a Reese's cup, just like the heat cycler, but I said it looks more like a Rolo. The brown one even more so. Um, but yeah, definitely would like to. Whoops, kick the step stool there. Sorry about that. But definitely would like to get these operational. I do have somebody who's interested in making uh, replacement parts, like 3D printed gears for them. But I guess for now I can like spin it by hand just to give you an idea of what it would have looked like running. And that's probably about the speed it would have gone, maybe a bit slower. The housing turning. That's probably about the speed it would have gone right there. And probably very noisy as well. Yeah. I keep kicking stuff over here. I need to stop doing that. But anyway, you can see the blades are a little warped and bent. I think that was a common occurrence with these, because that one old picture of Dan's Also has the blades kind of bent. I guess they were a little bit like too heavy at this end, so they drooped over time. See, I don't know where these were. I don't know if they were actually in the comedy club, like installed or anything. I know that the Emersons were. Um, but yeah, I'm not sure about about these. But here's the top of this one, same as that one. And I don't know how well you can see in there, but this one does have that exhaust fan. Let's see. Nah. Do I have a flashlight here that I can use? There you go. It's like a 4-bladed little mini fan. Very interesting. And this one, the drive wheel also disintegrated on it, but I haven't taken the gearbox apart. The gearbox does not spin though. I have tested both of the motors, and both of the C-frame motors do spin. They do work, so that's good. Don't have to find new motors for them at least. So yeah, I don't really know what else to say about these. I think I covered it all. They're all completely plastic, if that wasn't obvious. Like everything except for the down rod / shaft and the light kit on this one, but everything like besides the mechanism and probably the counterweight. You got your housing that slips on there, and that's what it looks like without the cap. And I'll put that C-clip back on later. I haven't cleaned those blades yet. They're still dusty from being in storage or wherever they came from. So, yeah. I really cannot wait to get these operational. I am looking forward to seeing and hearing them work. Also, I really like how the chrome down rod, how they'd have the chrome down rod, goes well with the white. And like everything has a wood grain texture on it as well. The housing, the canopy, except for the top, which is pretty interesting. This light thing's a little loose. Yeah, so that probably just about does it for this video. So that is the 2 Georgetown Fan Company gear-driven fans. Just an overview. And hopefully, eventually, you'll see these operational. And I think this one specifically is in talks to ending up in the museum. So hopefully that'll end up happening and you'll be able to see this one in person. So yeah, that is just about it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching as always, and I'll see you in the next video. Alright guys, a little bonus. I decided to throw the other one up just because these are super light and super easy to just hang up, I guess. I don't know. I also cleaned off the blades. This one's blade set seems not as droopy, which is pretty cool. I don't know actually if this is the blade set for this one. I know that these, I kept them in the 2 sets, but I don't know which one went to which, if that makes sense. But anyways, yeah, this is the one without the light kit, with the little dome there, the cover. And I'll give this one a spin for ya. But yeah, super cool. Don't know really what else there is to say about this one that I didn't say about the other one. I showed you the top and everything already. In the inside, yeah. So I guess I can show you like right underneath of it. Very interesting looking. I really like the design. Very different for a ceiling fan. Obviously these were made, like, these are very early renditions of like what we know as traditional ceiling fans. Like they came out like alongside like the old Casablanca, the CB1s, the A&G gear-driven fan light thing. So these were like in the time when like the non-functional, more decorative ceiling fans were popular. The functional ceiling, I mean, aside from like the Hunter original, which was like the quote-unquote commercial grade ceiling fan of the time. You could either have that, or you could have something like this that was like decorative, like what A&G and Casablanca were advertising at the time. So very interesting, very cool. I'm very happy to have examples of these. Really, like I said in the clip before, really would looking forward to getting them functional. And yeah, so once again, thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.